So, Total WoW has officially shut down, and what's happened almost immediately? Multiple new servers have popped up, in various states, all using some form of the Total WoW client base. So, well done Blizzard for managing to contain the one thing more fun than their own paid versions of the game. Now the thing is, some of these new servers popping up, based on Total WoW, are quite different. They all seem to have some kind of drawbacks, some positives, some quirks, and even some language barriers. So what I thought I'd do is try and compile a bunch of information, mainly from the WoW server subreddit, which is where I tend to get most of my private server news. Also, on a side note, I will say that overall, I feel like most of these servers are basically in a beta kind of situation, regardless of how each server words it. It's early days, things do still need to be tweaked, and things may change over time, so please do understand that. And if you're looking for an immediate, solid, stable, long-term home to replace Total WoW, then maybe you're going to want to hold off a little while. Anyway, so far we've got 3 main servers going currently, with more popping up every now and then. We've got Capybara Paradise, also known as Capycraft, then we've got Octo WoW, and we've also now got one called Sandworlds. So firstly, let's get Sandworlds out of the way. This server is primarily a Brazilian server. Now, of course, there's a decent amount of English speakers there, but it's intended for a Brazilian audience. So if you are in that area, the ping is probably going to be the best for you there. Now the other main part is that it's currently on 1.17. which is fairly significant because that's the previous patch from Turtle, as opposed to the most up-to-date 1.18. Overall, this server feels like South American folks wanting to just get some version of Total WoW up and running, with good ping for South American players to sort of casually play on. But to be honest, I'm not entirely sure if they have the capability to actually get it up to 1.18, and almost certainly won't be pushing on with any more content that, Turtle wanted to progress with in the future. So I don't expect long-term server progression, but that's not to discount the server overall. You can play a version of Total WoW, you can level, you can explore the world, you can experience the Total WoW world, so that's nice, and it's better than nothing. Next up, we have Octo WoW. Now this one popped up quite early on, and it's also intended to actually be an English-speaking server. But much like Sandworlds, this server is currently, technically, on 1.17, and it doesn't seem like currently they have the ability to get it fully up to 1.18, working to the full standard of Total WoW, as there's a lot of server-side things in place that need to be sorted out and replaced, potentially by hand. Now there were efforts to somewhat siphon the data by a method called sniffing, I believe. I'm not massively knowledgeable on the subject, but it seems like it's a way to sort of grab encrypted data that gets sent or received from the server, something like that. Basically it means they may be able to replicate Turtle at some point. There's also been a lot of discussion about whether or not the Octo launcher has a Trojan in it, which seems to have, as of now, been debunked and yet still brought up. So I'm not entirely sure. They did make the launcher open source though, so there's that. Anyway, my personal thinking is that I'm a little bit hesitant on Octo WoW for a similar reason to Sandworlds, which is that I'm not entirely sure, at least anytime soon at all, that they have the ability to get it up to 1.18 fully working. I mean, they say that they've updated it to 1.18, but just without NPCs and with a lot of talent bugs and all that, which I'll be honest, doesn't sound great. It's not really 1.18 if you're not actually putting the 1.18 content in a working order. So overall, I would treat the server as more of a long-term beta, something to keep an eye on in terms of progression, as and when they manage to piece it all together with whatever data was gathered or sniffed or whatever you want to call it. Also, the other thing, which definitely does make it feel more like a beta, is the limited sign-ups. They only really unlock once or twice a day, so you end up having to camp their site and just refresh just for the chance to sign up, which, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure why they would really want to limit the amount of sign-ups. I'm not really sure what the benefit to that is, if they're like wanting to bug test. I suppose they have a limited resources to bug test, and if an insane amount of people are sending in bug reports or whatnot, then maybe that doesn't help. But I don't know, it just feels like they don't have the capacity to actually run the server, let alone run the server, fix the server, manage bugs, get 1.18 working correctly. So I do treat this as much more of a long-term thing. I've no doubt the people involved are passionate about it, but it's whether or not they can back up the passion with the knowledge. I'm not too sure. Time will tell. Who knows, man? For all I know, they could be an amazing server. Anyway, on to the last server currently. And this is the one I'm the most optimistic about personally, which is Capybara Paradise, or Capycraft, whatever you want to call it. Now, I will say straight up, firstly, this is a Chinese server. The majority of people playing are Chinese, and they are speaking Chinese, which would normally dissuade me from actually wanting to play, since it's an MMO after all. The thing that really has me interested is that the first initial information from this server came about from an actual Turtle WoW GM in the original Turtle WoW Chinese server, posting a GM message in the final moments before shutdown, stating, and I quote, "Acalix caused the termination of this project. As a former developer, I cannot accept the destruction of Turtle WoW. We now have a plan. You can visit the website to check it out at Capycraft.io." That alone gives me a little more hope that this has the chance to be the best, most up-to-date and functional rebirth of Turtle WoW. This, also combined with the potential chance of them restoring Chinese players' characters, implies they actually are, or were at least, involved with Turtle WoW in official capacity, and so probably have the best chance of getting this server up and running. That, combined with the fact that they launched straight onto a working 1.18 with the NPCs and everything. I even checked it out on my stream the other day, taking a boat over to one of the new zones. Baylor. Oh, can we actually just go to Baylor? I have no idea what this place is, so... Oh look, I see something in the distance over there. So, what is this? I don't even know what level this place is. Oh, of course, they're question mark. Oh well, it was a nice little adventure just to see, but look at this, it's a whole new world here. Anything else? What have you got? Anything neat? A blessed claymore. A marauder axe. Well, that was a little, jaunt over here. How much is it going to cost to get a griffin out of here? What are you charging? Uh-oh. I don't think I should have come here. I mean, I have to Hearthstone back, right? Storming Harbour. All the NPCs were there. There are a bunch of Murlocs higher level than me. I mean, the fact I didn't have the silver to actually get the flight path out of the zone, that's on me, but still. But anyway, it's all there, it's all up to date. The classes and their talents don't seem to be bugged. And after a couple of days, I've now got an automatic chat translator, which works well. Combined with a dedicated English channel, which is just /join English, as opposed to /join world or global or whatever. And also a steadily growing English speaking guild called Zug Zug. It makes me pretty hopeful. Personally, I'm having a good time. I'm not spam refreshing a site trying to create an account. I'm not worrying if they'll ever get 1.18 fully working. I'm just playing and enjoying. Now, of course, if they do launch a dedicated 1.18 server for English players, I will probably swap over to it. But for now, I feel like if you want the Turtle WoW experience from people that actually might have had something to do with the original one in any way, Capycraft is the one. I do also have a guide on how to play on here too, since some locations will need a VPN just to make the account, not to actually play. And you'll need to delete one file to change from Chinese to English text, and then drop in a folder with some fonts, and then you're good to go. You can either watch my video on this, or there is also an English Capybara Discord server called Capycraft West. Anyway, for now, Turtle WoW clones do seem to be in the early stages, and to be fair, it has literally been 5 days since the official shutdown, but at least there are some ways to play the game. And also on a side note, if you do want to see how populated the server is or how it works or anything, I've done a few streams already. I believe the start of the second stream I log in Goldshire Inn, and good lord, that place was packed. Jesus Christ, man. There's a lot of people here. Wow, there's a lot of people here man, God, is there even... that's a person called Boy. There are not many English people here. Good lord, man. Oh my lord. Even out here there's a lot of people, oh my god. Look at this. So you can get a vague idea of population. Anyway, have a great day, and thanks for watching. See you around.